In After Effects, there are 5 major things you need to understand if you want to master it quickly. So these are the user interface, the keyframe / animating, graphs, and in this video I'll quickly break each of them down. This is the selection tool. This is used to move stops around and select things. The shortcut to activate it is the V key on your keyboard. The hand tool. Honestly, I think it's kind of useless. I'll use it to move my composition around. It might be more useful if you're editing with a laptop touchpad. But I use a mouse, so this is the zoom tool, and as the name implies, it's just used to zoom into your compositions. The shortcut is Z, and it's pretty useless too. The other 5 tools here, they are not really important for beginners, so you don't need to know them at your level. This is the pen/max tool. Now this is really useful. You can use it to cut out objects or images from a clip. I use this a lot, so this is the text tool, and as the name says, it creates text. Tools like the puppet/pin tool or the roto brush etc. are more advanced, so beginners don't really need it. But for quick context though, roto brush is just similar to the max tool, but instead of cutting one still frame, it can cut moving objects across frames. It's complicated, so I'll make a separate video about that. So about the puppet tool, well, I don't want to go into it in this video. UI layout. These buttons here just control your After Effects layout. I keep mine on default, but you can customize your workspace if you want. The effects and presets tab. This is very important, and this is where you can find your effects and presets. And for those of you that don't know the meaning of what a preset is, it is basically a saved effect. Maybe you have like a bunch of effects with specific values that you are scared that you can't forget it. You can just save everything as a single preset, so you can just drag and drop them later instead of redoing everything again. Example, you could save a shake effect and with its specific values as a preset, then you reuse it anytime you want instead of just putting the specific values again. Hope you guys hear what I'm saying. So the next one, align tab. Instead to align, I usually just use it to center text or shape layers, so I don't really use it that much actually. The character tab, this is just used for editing text. You can use it to change your fonts, change the color of your text, change the size of your text, and make your text either in italics or bold. Most of the other tabs here are pretty advanced, so they are not really important for beginners. Compositions. A composition is just like a workspace. Think of it as the place where all your layers and animations live. When you create a new comp, you see the composition settings. So usually the default presets, it's the HD TV. I actually correctly use the Llama default, which essentially if you're making probably TikTok edit or something like that. So frame rates, the default I think is 24 FPS, but I recommend using 30 FPS for smoother playback. And the resolution, if your PC is powerful, you could set it to full, but if it's a mid or low spec PC, I advise you set it to a quarter or TIG to avoid lags. Your duration, set it how long you want your video to be. The background color depends on your project. I usually leave mine on black actually. This is the timeline where your layers and editing happen. The project tab, this shows everything you have imported or created in After Effects in that, like basically in that specific project. So the effects control tab, this lets you adjust your values with the values of your effects, like maybe the amount of glow, the amount of shake, so that's what it's for. Then next is keyframing. Keyframing is the most important part of After Effects. Without it, animations won't exist. A keyframe is that little diamond icon. It stores a value at a specific length. Okay, let's make an example. Let's animate a zoom out. So you just import your clip into the timeline, open transform, scale, then at the start scale it up to zoom it in, then add a keyframe. So at this specific point in time, it's then After Effects starts. At this point, we want our clip to be the zoomed in. Then you move a few frames forward, like just move a few steps forward. Then zoom it back to the normal position. That's like a zoom out. So at this point, we also tell you After Effects that this is how I want my clip to be at this specific point. So in between these keyframes, it creates an animation. So it's not created zoom out animation that from this point where it is zoomed in, it creates an animation to where it is zoomed out. That is basically keyframe, storing values at certain points so it and animate in between. You can do this for scale, position, opacity, rotation, and more. Graphs, these are just lines that determine how fast or slow your animation is going to be. So this horizontal line, it just says that you're typically at this point your animation is going to go slow. This vertical line, it's saying that at this point your animation is going to go fast. Basically you want to do is zoom out. So this vertical axis is fast then slow. So that's it for this tutorial.